What's going on, everybody? Christopher here again. Today I'm going to show you 3 tools that could possibly help, or even that's something you may already have that you just might want to learn something new about. I'm going to show you some tips and tricks about them. And there might be some things you might have laying around the garage. It might be something you might be thinking about, but all of them are relatively cheap. I personally don't have a lot of money, so it's not that expensive if I own it. But like I said, we're gonna jump in here today. I'm not gonna mess around with any intro or anything like that. Y'all are here to see the tips and tricks. You're only here to see me ramble. So hey man, would you stop blabbering for these people? Click off this video. These are some tips and tricks that they can really help them out, man. Come on, get in that video. Come on, gee. But I know, man. I'm getting into it. Give me a second. But if y'all like the video, if y'all could just thumbs up the video, it helps out the algorithm, helps me out. I'm a beginner YouTuber, so trying to get up there and trying to get 100 subscribers by the end of the year. One day, 100,000. I think I almost said 100,000 there. I'm far from it, but one day. But let's jump into it, and I'm going to show you some tips and tricks here. The first one we got going on here is your speed square. I'm sure most of y'all have a speed square, just a typical, or right angle, you can find your different angles and stuff like that. I'm going to show you some tips and tricks that I personally have learned over the years of using one of these. I'm sure there's lots more tips and tricks about it. If y'all know any more, feel free to comment below, help everybody out. I'm sure I don't have time today to cover everything. And I'm sure y'all don't want to sit there and watch a 4-hour-long video. So let's jump in. I'm going to show you what I know, just a couple things, and then we'll move on. And I hope you all get a lot out of this video, and I hope it helps. So let's get into it. All right, first tip I'm going to show you guys is going to be the 3, 4, 5 method. So as you see here, I measure up 3 inches from the bottom to the top, and I measure over 4 inches. Now when you connect the 3 to the 4, as you can see I do here, if it measures exactly 5 inches, then that corner is perfectly square. Now you can do this method with possibly construction, or if you're remodeling a house or whatever, even if it's 3 foot, 4 foot, and 5 foot, it's all the same thing. But here we're moving to the next tip. Hope that helps. Now the next tip I'm going to show you is this diamond here in the middle is actually the 3.5 inch exact line. Now if you put your pencil in it and you run it along the edge, any straight edge, it'll give you a perfect 3.5 inch line. Now I don't show it in the video, but if you see right along the side, the bottom of the square, you can also measure 1, 2, 3, and 4 inches doing the same method. But I hope that helped. And honestly, whenever I found that out, it helped me out a ton. So, all right, move on to the next tip. All right, tip number 3. That's right here is a 90-degree straight edge, as for reference. Here, if you can also do a 45, as long as your edge runs along this bottom end. And if you move it over here, I could put it on a 30-degree angle, and to show you that you could make a perfect 30-degree angle there. And you can do it. You keep running along it. All you got to do is make sure that whatever number or angle you want to do is perpendicular with the bottom of your workpiece there. But make sure your pivot point doesn't move. That's the most important part. Pivot point stays right on the main axis right there. You can go all the way around. As you can see, it's just for reference. But I hope that helps. And if you got any questions, just comment below, and I'll try to answer them best I can. All right, tip number 4. Last tip for the speed square I got for today. If you run that your circular saw alongside, right there, like with using a speed square, it will make it a perfect straight cut every time. All right, now moving on to the next tool. Have y'all ever been painting and you decided that it was a good idea to lay it on that painter's mat, and whenever you paint the first side the first day, and the next day you'll get runs everywhere because it would clog up, and you'd paint it all at the same time, and then you'll get like a nice layer of hair, like the little fiber hairs from the canvas tint. Or say you have any material really. I've tried literally everything. I've tried painter's fabric or a drop cloth. I've tried the plastic drop cloths. I've literally tried tarps. You name it, I've tried it. I've tried concrete, stuff like that too, and there's always dust that gets stuck in it. Everything I've tried has not worked. If you all have something you've tried that works out great, comment down below. It helps out me, helps out everybody, whatever. But So this is something I've personally found that works great and are really cheap for, you know, for how well it helps. And that is these little triangles here. These little things, so you'll put like several of them down. So your product, or I mean, sorry, your project or your piece of wood or whatever, and it'll sit on top, and it's got such a small profile on the top that once you pick it up, and there's a lightweight, so the project that you're working on, it won't even stick, and even if it does, it won't leave like little to zero, like a leftover, like, you know, residue from the paint drying on it. But these things, I'm telling you right now, these things are a game changer. These are the best things I've found personally that would work great. But, and I'm going to jump over here. I'm going to show you what I mean by this. But anyways, like, these things are a game changer. So this is my next thing. I'm going to show you my tip here. I hope these help. I can get them on Amazon. I think it was like 36 of them. You can get them for about $10, something like that. They're relatively cheap. You know, I'm not an affiliate or anything like that. It's just, I'm here to help people. But anyways, going back to that, these things are a game changer. Let me show you what I mean. All right, here is just a mallet I made. It's just made with pine with a dark walnut stain. Then I polyurethaned it. As you can see, it only has that tip of every triangle is the only thing that's facing anything. As you can see, it lifts right up. And you see, there's no like reference point for where, you know, where it was left. Your piece or anything, no fabric, furs or nothing like that. And I set it right back down because it wasn't quite fully cured yet. Like I said, it leaves a very like a small footprint, like left behind, so it doesn't like stick to your product or anything, or leave like any like messed up with your paint or anything. But another great thing you can do with these is a lot of fun is this.
Cut my life into pieces. This is my last resort. Suffocation, no breathing, don't give up.
Alright, y'all. Enough fooling around. You gotta have a little bit of fun, am I right? Alright, so the third and final item for tool I'm going to show you today. This, I personally do not have a circular saw. Okay, you know, I'm broke, so kill me. Yeah, whatever. Anyways, this takes place of a table saw. Now, full disclosure, what I would wish I had a table saw, would it make it a little bit easier? Yes, 100%. Table saws are a heart of wood shop, in my opinion. You know, I'm sure there's people out there that will argue with me. Even if I'm right, they'll still want to argue with me, so that's okay. I'm happy with it. And any constructive criticism, or any criticism that you think is constructive, even on my vocabulary or vocal, or my stutter that I have every now and then, is it's welcome. I don't mind. I'm always happy to, if it brings joy to anybody, and you know, I'm happy to. It's always welcome. So, anyways, so here today, this is the Craig Rip Cut Guide. I'm sure tons of people out there may have it. You know, you might learn something. I might be able to show you something that you may not know. But so for those who do not know, these. Basically, what happens is it can turn any circular saw, or I'll say most, because some like some of those the European saws, like, it's a little bit different. But so basically, it can switch around here. So whether if it's the left blade or right blade circular saw, you see mine's a right blade. It'll fit. So you know, it just based on how you want to set it up. Now I'll take you over here in a second. I'll show you a little bit close up. But basically, the concept is it'll go here and it'll slide on this rail. So whenever you take the circular saw and you have it attached, you go up and you put it on that number, or whatever your measurement is, and it goes from 0 to 24 inches. You know, so basically it'll cut a straight line perfectly, and all you got to do is run this guide right here up against your straight edge of the wood, and it'll cut perfectly straight. Now, I was hesitant when I first bought this because a lot of people said you couldn't cut less than 1 inch. As you can see, I'm going to try to get close up there. If I can get to zoom in. Well, I can't get to zoom in. Anyways, it says not recommended to cut less than 1 inch. And it says see manual. Now, I've owned this for a few months, and I can tell you right now, you can cut less than 1 inch. I don't understand why they don't want to recommend it. Maybe it might throw it off a little bit inaccurate. But honestly, like, if you're using this anyways, you're probably just doing enough just to get the job done, like me. So, I love woodworking, and I'm having fun with it. So, and I don't have a big budget. Like, I mean, the people that do have a big budget, I'm jealous. So, it's okay. Anyways, so this can cut up to 24 inches. That's what it says. Once again, I have cut up to 28 inches with this before. But for the most part, I mean, if you can rip a sheet of plywood in half is the concept with it. So basically, it can work. It's very versatile. Your circular saw basically fits in there just like this, and then you can run it along. And once again, I'll take you over here and give you a little bit closer look. I know it's kind of hard to see in this angle. I'm an amateur. I'm sorry, but anyways, this thing, if you use it right, it can take place of your table saw. So, without further ado, I'm going to stop rambling. Let's get over here. I'm going to show you, give you a little close up here, a little bit better angle. So, all right, last item here. So, I already have this adjusted to my circular saw, but as you can see, you can slide it right up. Right there, this pin here, you can loosen it up. You can slide it in and out for guided. So that way, all you get the next time you use your circular saw, you can just slide it right back in. That way you can, remove the circular saw in case you got some other cuts you want to make that's not a straight edge cut. But here, whenever you're pulling these screws down, just make sure you just want to push enough tension on it to right before it starts to lift up. The screw lifts up so that way it's not pulled down too tight and it won't bind your project whenever you're cutting. But here, like I said, you just clamp it down wherever your measurement. And so here I got this a fencing picket. This has a nice straight edge that I was low on the inventory in wood, so this is the only thing I had to have a straight edge on at the time. But as you can see, just run the guide rail right along the side of it, and it makes a perfectly straight cut. Here's just another angle of the cut I did. Well, I hope that helps. And any questions, just feel free to ask. There y'all have it. 3 tools that could possibly help or improve your woodworking. They're just beginner friendly, they're cost efficient, they're cheap, because once again, I'm broke, so that's okay. Hopefully these tools will help you out. Hopefully you'll be able to put them to good use and be able to possibly even turn a small profit or even a large profit into some of your projects. Hope it helps your process along, maybe save you some time, because time is everything, right? Time is money, so. But I hope you all enjoyed today's video. Like I said, this is 3 fun tools. If y'all like this type of a setup, let me know. We can possibly do some more reviews for like some cheaper tools or some more expensive ones, whichever. Just let me know. But I hope you all have a great day, and like and subscribe if you liked. If not, then oh well. Hopefully I catch you on the next one. Thank you.